Another hit by pitch or a passed ball all win the game for the Doubledays.
Between this doubleheader, we've seen 2 pass balls get by the catcher, scoring runs for the Doubledays. Pitch, line to the outfield, and that's going to drop. Karen Kehoe walks it off for Auburn as Tommy Kerwin comes around to score. And the Doubledays pull off what felt like an improbable comeback, scoring 4 runs, 3 in the 6th inning, and a walk-off single right there for Karen Kehoe, winning this ball game 8-7. What a game! Side for ball number 1. It's been a dominant performance. That one's going to be snagged by Tyler Vivacqua. Looked like the Jumpman logo in the air right there, waiting to time that ball perfectly, and did so with his leap to snag a hit out of the air from Ratterman for out number 1. Trying to add some runs here in the bottom half. Pitch is going to be hit right back up the middle to the outfield. That's going to be Briggs, the center fielder, fielding it. His throw coming into home is going to be not in time. Coming to score is Mark Gialusi, and advancing to second on the throws, Gianni DeCerbo. Doubledays now lead 3-0. Paganellis up 0-2 right now to Burkhoff. Briggs takes off for second. Pitch swung on a miss. Throw down to second is going to be in time for a strike him out, throw him out to end the 8th inning. Passing minute 1-2 pitch is going to be on the outside corner for strike number 3. Griffin White records 2 strikeouts here in the top of the 7th to bring his total to 4 in just 2 innings of work so far. He sits down the Americans 1-2-3 here in the 7th inning.
Coming away with no outs instead of 1.
Yeah, he knew charging that ball was going to be hard to try and stop, turn around, toss it, or make his way over to second base. Ball driven out to left center field, scoring 1 easily. Second is right behind him, and Adam Sullivan, as Colson Thompson has himself a 2 RBI double here to take the lead for the Auburn Doubledays. They now lead 6-4 in the bottom of the 3rd. White taking a long look at Gialusi behind the plate. Now has found the pitch he likes. The 3-2 payoff pitch is going to be hit on the ground. It's going to be over to short. Sullivan on the run. Throw to first is going to be picked by Nick Izzo for out number 2. Great play in the connection between the shortstop and first baseman. Huge bases clearing double right there. Doubledays after, as that one's drilled out to left field from Anthony DeCesare. Going back is hard, looking up, and that one's over the wall for a home run for Anthony DeCesare. A solo shot that extends the lead to 4-2 Doubledays. See if maybe Paganellis tries a pickoff attempt at first base. Keep Turner close. Freeman in the box trying to stay alive. 0-2, Turner going. Right back up the middle, through to center field. That's going to be a base hit. Turning to go to third. The throw from Meyer in time and gets him at third. On a rope was a throw from Sam Meyer to third base to grab Jack. Not 8+ hops from Vasquez, but it's not running the hurdles, just having to get higher than a baseball. So the 0-2 is going to be hit in the air out to left field and bouncing right in front of Porter for a single and an RBI for Caden Albright. So 2 consecutive singles, plate 2 runners for the Doubledays as they extend their lead to 5-3.
Didn't get complacent.
Pitch 2-2, grounded over past the first baseman into right field. That's going to bring Tyler Vivacqua around. Throw to the plate is going to be offline and cut off. So that's going to be an RBI single for Tommy Kerwin. He's 2 for 2 with an RBI here tonight. Third baseman Wagner playing even with the bag. Middle infielders playing double play depth. First baseman Palmer playing even with the bag. That one's going to be lifted into the outfield. 1 run's going to come around to score. There's going to be a second run, and Charlie Wortham heading home, and he'll score standing up. That'll be a 2-run single for Gianni DeCerbo. Doubledays take a 2-0 lead. Smith batting .294 so far this season. Pitch, curveball over at third, snagged by Alex Vasquez. Almost jumping out of his shoes to get that one. Vasquez robs a hit, maybe even a double for Cooper Smith down the line. Great play over there by Alex Vasquez at third base. Well, reaching 2 times Ryan mentioned the RBI single he had in his last at bat. On the move is DeCesare. Pitch is going to be a strike. Throw is not going to be in time. Gets to the outfield, but backing it up is key for the second baseman before it gets out to the center fielder. So that'll be a strike, but a stolen base from Anthony DeCesare. Great giveaways. That one's going to be hit in the air. Out to right field. Going back is Nick Izzo coming in. Gianni Serbo, but Tyler Vivacqua calling them off. He makes the sliding grab for out number 3. Vivacqua putting on a defensive show in the top of the 5th inning. 2 great defensive plays by the second baseman, as he gets a tip of the cap actually from some of the defenders on the Red Wings as he comes to the dugout for the Doubledays. They hold a 7-0 lead, looking to add to it in the bottom of the 5th. We'll be back with more baseball at Falcon Park. Now the top of the lineup, and Devin Medor comes to the plate. First pitch in there for strike number 1. Medor. He's 0 for 2 tonight. That is Medor. Ground out to third and strikeout in the second, or his 2 at-bats. Pitch here is going to be in there for strike number 2 on the outside part of the plate. Good job from Mick George, as he's now ahead in the count, 0-2. Feeling like he might be able to find his way out of this inning with some traffic on the bases. Mick George readies. Back at second, deals the 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. McGeorge strikes out 2 in a row to get out of a jam here in the top of the 4th. Auburn's going to come to the plate in the bottom half of the inning, sporting a 2-run lead. We'll be back right after this. Make sure you stay tuned. Auburn Doubledays baseball. Doubledays look to close out a 4-2 win. 4-2 ball game, looking for the win here as they're 3 outs away from it in the 9th inning. Evan Frolick steps back onto the rubber after a 1-2-3 first inning of work in the 8th. His first pitch to Ben Buxton is going to be swung on and missed for strike number 1.
Narco playing in between innings. Saw catcher Mark Gialusi nodding his head to it. The entire Doubledays team ready to go and fired up here against Newark.
Frolick certainly seems fired up. 87 miles per hour on that fastball. Gets a swinging Ben Buxton quickly. Frolick ahead in the count, 0-2. Now the pitch is going to be hit and fouled away. Staying alive is Buxton. Count remains 0-2. We're here.
Frolick, for his 88 mile per hour velocity, just does it very effortlessly. Something that generally, you don't see out of young guys. They always seem to look like they're throwing hard, but he just has that natural speed.
And that one's right down the middle for strike number 3. 87 on the dot for Frolick as he sits down Ben Buxton, looking for the first out of the 9th inning.
Buxton has struck out 3 times tonight. We talked about how Joe Wintermute has had a rough outing. Buxton hasn't been able to fare much better against these Doubledays pitchers.
Mason Haar, he's fared well against Doubleday pitching so far tonight, going 2 for 3 with an RBI. He steps to the plate. The Pilots are now down to their last 2 outs. First pitch, Frolick is in there for strike number 1. 4 pitches in the inning and 4 strikes from Frolick, and I don't think his velocity has dropped below 87 in each of these 4 pitches. 0-1 is hit, fouled for strike number 2. So once again, quickly ahead in the count, 0-2 to Haar.
Wouldn't hate to see him go to his off speed here. Another 87 mile per hour pitch fouled off.
That one is just low for ball number 1, first ball of the inning that Frolick has thrown. Now, from the windup, a 1-2 pitch is going to be low, evening the count at 2-2. Mark Gialusi stood up for half a second, thinking that was strike number 3. And there looks to be chirping from the dugout of the Pilots. Zone plate umpire looked at him. Now back to the mound. Is that one fouled away from Har, staying alive in this at-bat. On deck is Evan Brock. Brock 0 for 3. Har looks at a 2-2 pitch and hit in the air. Brendan Smith chasing after it in foul territory, but that one will fall close and right next to the clubhouse of the Pilots. So staying alive once again is Har. 2 consecutive foul balls with 2 strikes.
Readying for the 7th pitch of the at-bat.
Froelich worked a quick 8th inning, only throwing 7 pitches in that entire inning. Going to throw the 7th pitch in this at-bat to Har, upcoming. Was giving him his toughest test while being in the game. Froelich shaking off 3 signs, finds one he likes, now delivers. That one's going to be hit out to right field. Gianni Serbo going back and making the grab for out number 2, originally breaking in. Then backtracking was DeSerbo in right field. Doubledays are one out away from victory.
It all comes down to Evan Brock, the third baseman, who's 0 for 3 on the night so far.
Brock steps to the plate for the Pilots, being their last hope at the moment. Froelich has come into this ball game, gone 5 up and 5 down, looking to retire. Brock, as the first pitch is going to be in there for strike number 1. Ryan, this looks like a different Evan Froelich on the mound than we saw in his first couple of appearances here with the Doubledays. The pitcher who's in complete command, as the 0-1 pitch is going to be high for ball number 1.
Froelich has just been on point, throwing the pitches that he's wanted to throw, and the Pilots have not been able to adjust in the change of speed. It also helps that the accuracy has been on point as well.
1-1 high, count now 2-1. I think that's the main point, the accuracy. Froelich has been able to locate his pitches exactly where Mark Gialusi has him targeted behind the plate. Froelich is in a zone on the mound right now. Is behind an account for the first time here tonight to Brock, 2-1. He works from the mound. That one's going to be swung on and fouled, evening the count and bringing Pilots to their final strike. Brock trying to extend this ball game. Froelich trying to end it. 2-2 count. Froelich gets the sign he likes. Now delivers the 2-2. That one's hit in the air and fouled off once again. Brock staying alive. Pilots are trying to go down without fight on Froelich's side. He shakes off the first sign. Now dealing the 2-2. That one's going to be low, bringing the count full at 3-2. Brock steps out of the batter's box, now re-enters. Froelich shaking his head yes before Gialusi was even in his stance. The payoff pitch is going to be ripped foul just to the left of the third base line.
Brock was all over that one, maybe a little early. Not too surprising considering Froelich normally hits 87, 88 with his fastball. They're a little bit slower, 85. Doesn't seem like Brock was ready for that slight dip in velocity.
3-2 payoff pitch is drilled into the air out to left field. It's going to go Bobby Hardy back at the wall, as he's not going to make the play as it hits off the top of the wall. As Evan Brock is going to go to second with a stand-up double down to the last strike. Evan Brock delivers a 2-out double to keep the Pilots' hopes alive in this ball game.
Brock scoring isn't that end of the world for the Doubledays, but Liam Wagner, the tying run, is now in the batter's box. And that ball potentially could have been a lot worse, just a few feet away from being the second home run we've seen today.
Liam Wagner steps to the plate. For 2 and a walk. First pitch swinging. That's going to be hit over to Charlie Worth. The fields and across the diamond to first. Making the pick is Brendan Smith for out number 3. Evan Froelich and the Doubledays seal the deal here in the 9th as the Doubledays win 4-2 and clinch themselves a spot in the postseason. What a pick from Brendan Smith we highlighted at the beginning of the game. We haven't seen him play first here at Falcon Park. What a pick to end the ball game as the Doubledays win 4-2.